Hi guys, I've been living in South Korea now for 18 months and I've decided to make a video about the pros and cons of what it's like to live in Seoul. To start off the video, I've come to Gwanghwamun Square in the very city centre because my #1 pro is the city layout. The architecture is amazing, the infrastructure is well thought out, the Han River bike path is one of my favourite things of the city. Just the overall layout of the city is my #1 pro. And later in the video, we're going to be speaking to my roommate that's been living here for 2 years, and he works in a Korean company, so you'll be able to hear his perspective. And then we're also going to be speaking to my friend Julian, who's a student, so you'll be able to hear his perspective on some pros and cons of what it's like to be a student in Seoul. Here's a pro about Korea. When you want to throw your trash away, you can recycle it. Another pro of living in Korea is it's very cheap to get into the palaces or to do touristy things. Even going to the museums are free. We're now in Gyeongbokgung Palace and it only costs 3,000 won to come in. And I've come in with my friend Mickey, and he's going to tell us 2 pros and cons of what it's like to live in South Korea as a Korean.
My favorite thing about living in Korea is safety, I think. Like generally, we don't have any safety issue. I'm able to walk any street. I'm not worried if somebody's gonna rob my echo bag and break into my car. That's really nice.
Yeah, I do agree. That is a big problem, like living in Europe, is it's kind of dangerous. Especially in capital cities. But Seoul is a very, very safe place to live. Do you have a con though?
Con is, okay, everything is very, very well systematically built, but sometimes I feel like I also have to keep up with the rule, and it's not easy. Like everyone is quite conscious about safety, as I said. So that means that I should be a lot more careful about things, many rules. In the subway, you're really...
Like you're not allowed to talk.
Something like that.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to talk.
My #1 pro was the layout of the city. Like I really love the fact that we're in the palace now and you've got the nature behind. And then you've got the Han River, you've got all the tall buildings, you've got the bike lanes, and it's kind of well thought out, the city. But then I guess it is a con because you kind of have to follow the rules too much. Like you're not allowed to talk on the bus, you're not allowed to talk on the subway.
We have to smell this dust.
Oh yeah.
Micro dust.
Yeah.
That's my biggest con.
That's one of my cons as well is the pollution of the dust.
Yeah, especially in this type of place, you know, beautiful garden and palace. But it would be a lot nicer if we have the perfect air condition for this as well. But we always has a little bit of level of now it's today is really serious.
Oh, you have it on your watch? Oh, it tells you the pollution of the air. Wow, okay.
It's almost 100 today, and I'm not surprised because I was seeing this like air, the mountain is quite bluey, and it looks like it has a little fog, but that is dust, and that's really sad. Yeah, you can tell that. Like if you go to a rooftop or you go for a hike and you look over the city or at the mountains, you can see it looks a bit foggy behind. Today it looks clear, but some days it's terrible. That is a very big con, is the dustiness and the pollution in the air. Another pro about living in Seoul is it's very easy to get to the nature. Behind Gyeongbokgung Palace, I haven't ruined the views. They've kept it natural with Bugaksan Mountain. And to get there, or to Inwansang next to it, is only a 10-minute bus ride. So that's a pro. It's very easy to go for a hike. I'm gonna hit you with some quick fire pros and cons. Here's a con about Korea. Unfortunately, dogs need to be walked on the leash at all times or you can face a fine. A con is the sandwiches are a bit weird. This one is a chocolate and vanilla sandwich. Pro, public transport. Pro, freedom of speech. Con, suicide rates. This bridge is where lots of suicides occur. That's why it's got the fence with all the security cameras, and just down on the other side there's the emergency boat services to help people in need. Con, when you're walking down the street, sometimes the smell of the sewer seeps out the drain. Pro, when you get a delivery, it can just be left outside your house and you don't have to worry about it being stolen. Pro,
lots and lots of convenience stores. Pro, hot chicken in the convenience store. Pro, in the convenience store you can get 1 + 1. Buy one, get one free. Pro, you can heat food up in the convenience stores. Forget everything I've said before in the video. The #1 pro is the ability to sit outside convenience stores with your mates on a Saturday afternoon and get drunk. Con, sometimes when you order a pizza, they'll put sweet potato on it. Con, fruits are very expensive. Con, when you walk down any street that's not a main road, there's no sidewalks to walk on. Pro, funny translations of English. Take some willy. Pro, free furniture. Pro, cycle lanes. Pro, Korean food is delicious. Now let's go home and hear some of Joe's pros and cons of working in Korea, and then after that we'll listen to Julian's pros and cons of being a student here. Tell us some of the pros and cons of living in Korea, mate. You've been here 2 years almost?
Almost. No, 2 years I. Con has to be maybe some about work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always have to do basic. Even if you didn't want to, even if you've got plans with your mates, you have to get on your phone, text all your mates, sorry mate, can't make it tonight, your boss wants to go out.
Hweshik means?
Hweshik. Hwe, company.
Company.
Shik, food, so like company meal.
But they go for drinks instead
You
of...
get really fucked up.
Yeah.
Or you go with like clients.
Do you mean you get effed up?
You get really effed up.
Yeah. So basically you just go out for company drinks, but you have to do it. Like you're obliged to go. And if you're really tired and your boss wants to stay, you have to stay, you're not allowed to go home. So not only do you work like a 70-hour week, but then you also have to go for company drinks a lot of the time.
But then also the pro, Hweshik.
So it's a pro and a con.
It's a f***ing good fun.
It's an effing good
It's
fun.
an effing good time.
Does work pay for the drinks?
You pay for everything.
Oh really?
Yeah. So you don't pay for anything. That's why they can force you to go.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, so I guess if you live and work in a Korean company, a pro and a con is a hweshik.
Definitely.
Do you think one day I can come on a hweshik to
Maybe,
make a
yeah,
vlog about
for
it?
an
If you ask your
experience.
boss?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think they'd pay for my drinks as well?
Mhm.
Oof, I'm gonna get sloppy. I'm gonna fall off the table. I love the hweshik.
I love Korean companies.
I love the company. Employ me, please. Please employ me. Alright, Joe is going to tell us one more pro and con. Stay tuned.
Pro has to be the mountains.
Oh, that's a good pro. I like that. That's a good one, yeah.
Going to the mountains straight from off the tube. Beautiful. I don't know if it's a con, but it's weird. No one ever walks to anywhere. If you're like, oh, I got to like Mangwon or something.
Yeah.
No one ever walks there. And then you end up doing that. Like getting the tube for like one stop.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It takes longer to do that.
Well, hang on, mate. It's like you going to Sinchon to the gym in the morning and you get a train all the way around to Sinchon. It's the exact same. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I don't even know why I do it.
Joe's gym is in Sinchon, which is the same place as mine. And to go from Sangtu to Sinchon on a bike is literally 5 minutes. If you get a train, you have to go to Hapjeong, to Hongdae, to Sinchon, like do a big circle.
And transfer.
And transfer as well. It takes a piss.
It takes like 20-25 minutes.
So that's a con. People don't walk.
But at the same time, make this into a pro game. That's why the public transport's so f***ing good here.
Effing good.
So effing good here.
And it's really cheap. So that is a pro. Cheap transport.
Cheap and fast.
Very
Efficient.
fast, efficient.
Very efficient.
Fast, efficient, and cheap public transport.
I hope you had a good time with us.
I had a fantastic time. Humongous. Cheers, Muster.
No bother, man. I don't know if it's recording.
It'll say recording in the top right.
Alright. What do you want?
You say, what's a con, Dan?
What's a con, Dan?
Oh man, I really wished I had some of that marijuana. We're in Joe's workplace and we've just thought of another pro.
Pro is that, what is it? You can't smoke everywhere, so it's perfect.
Is this how you dress to work, mate? What? I'm with Julian. He's a student studying geology?
Business administration.
I thought it was geosciences or
Yeah,
something.
but here I study business administration.
Oh, okay. Well, same thing. Geology, business administration is the same.
Whatever.
So Julian is going to tell us his pros and cons. Hit us with a pro, mate.
Well, definitely a pro is to live in a city like Seoul with 10 million people. It's very lively, and there's always something to do, to go out, have drinks, eat something, go to a restaurant or a club. Always something to do.
Now, sir, can you hit us with a con? What is a con?
A con. Well, definitely a con in a city like this is, which is so huge, that all public transportation, well, the subway, closes at 12.
True, yeah.
And they kick you out no matter where you are. If you're at 12 a.m. on a train, the train stops at any station he is and they just kick you out.
Yeah, that's happened to me before. It's so annoying.
Me as well. It's really annoying. And then you're just in the middle of nowhere and like, where to go? Yeah, that's definitely a big con.
Yeah, because that was one of my pros, like good public transport, efficient, on time, quick and cheap. But then the con is it closes at silly times. Like, this is such a lively city, it's a 24-hour city. The public transport should be 24 hours as well, but unfortunately, it's not.
And it's shit to take the bus through the whole city because it takes forever.
Forever.
And people drive like crazy here.
Yeah. Well, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Go check out our videos, our mini-series of honest Korean restaurant reviews. Link here.
Very delicious.
Phenomenal. Hey guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this pros and cons video. My last pro is cheap watches from the market. And if you haven't seen the videos where I go to the markets, fist bump adjoshis, drink makgeolli with them, and buy watches like these, you can see them on my YouTube channel. 감사합니다. Yeah, 감사합니다. If you're not already a subscriber, click the red button, turn on the bell. There's new uploads every Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays at 7 PM UK time. If you've enjoyed this video, click the like button, and in the comment section, please let me know your pros and cons of South Korea. I don't know why I'm talking so poshly, but I shall see you in tomorrow's video. Yosh. 조심해 난 해적다 나는 굳이 like 북한산 나와 머리 없어 빛나리 우는 쌍둥이 얘는 조던이지
김치 감자탕에 쌓이다